What is up, creatives? This is Tom. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to take a slightly different angle on the channel. I've had quite a lot of comments recently talking about the business side of videography, the business side of freelancing, being a photographer or a videographer or a creative in general. And I want to talk about personally what I think is one of the most profitable things you can do or learn as a videographer. And that for me is After Effects. I'm going to veer too much away from calling it animation in this video, just because animation as a whole is just an enormous topic. Things like character design, character rigging, and animation as a skill can take absolutely years to master and is a real art form in itself. What I'm sort of talking about is using After Effects to your advantage as a creator, a videographer, to basically level up the amount of opportunities you can accept and also improve the level of content that you are able to produce. I think before we go any further, just a little bit of background about me and my kind of video career. So I've been working in-house, so for businesses, for maybe sort of 5-6 years in video production. And in the last sort of couple of months, I've gone freelance full-time. So I'm now a freelance full-time videographer and photographer. I produce videos for a number of clients. Obviously, I've literally just took the jump to go and work for myself, and the whole world sort of imploded in the situation that we've got right now. Try not to complain too much, just because I'm in a better situation than a whole host of people. So, trying to remain positive, and something that has really kept me afloat, that has kept my business going in this sort of ridiculous time at the moment, is animation, for want of a better word. It is After Effects content. I've been able to take videos that previously we need to have shot content, gone on production shoots for, and still produce a piece of content using Adobe After Effects and animating that into a final piece of creative. That is obviously just one side of it, and I want to talk about a few different pieces of After Effects, a few different ways you can use After Effects to really improve your videos, even your YouTube videos. I'm also going to link a bunch of resources down below in the description if you are interested in learning After Effects or leveling up your After Effects a little bit more. These are just some of the resources that I've used in the past to learn this skill. There are some paid resources. I've never personally done any paid resources, but things like Motion Design School are like amazing resources if you happen to be in a position that you want to pay for it. But again, there's a whole bunch of free materials down there in the description. Disclaimer, most of them are YouTube videos, but hey, you're on YouTube, you probably don't have a problem with that. They're all linked down below. The first one I want to talk about is text animation. So text animation, you just saw that little slide there. That is just one example of text animation. That is actually done within After Effects using something called an animated typeface. There's a really cool website called AEscripts.com, and you can buy animated typefaces. That one's a one called Voyager that you'll have seen me use on my channel. And you just plug it into After Effects, load up one of the plugins that you have available to you, and then you can basically create those animated typefaces really, really easily. Obviously, if you've got better, you'd be able to animate those typefaces by hand. Personally, that's just something which just takes a lot of time, and these are already built, so I just license that font and just use that as an example. However, animated typefaces and animating text is something which can immediately level up your videos. A whole world of possibilities is now open to you. You can basically tell stories just with written text on screen. And personally, I think this is just a significant level on top of things like just standard titles. You can actually start animating these text and these fonts into your videos itself. Again, that's just one example, sort of using text on these animated almost like title screens. However, you could also do videos literally from scratch. In this current situation, I've been doing text animated videos from scratch because they're really popular on social media. They are really popular with brands like them, and they're a really good way to help your brand's content stand out from other people online. Next up, I want to talk about logo animation. This is just such a staple. Pretty much every project that I do, I animate the logo on. It is a really nice way to basically help yourself stand out as a videographer. Believe me, clients will be impressed if you have a video and instead of just sort of fading in their logo at the end, if you just take the time, animate it a little bit, and again, these animations don't have to be crazy complex. Take the time and learn to slide one side of an element with a mask and then another side of an element in together and animate in and out. Those types of things just make a big difference. Again, it's just something which clients often won't expect, but will be a really sort of value added on top. Again, the complexity of these animations can vary. Some people are incredible at different logo animations. Some animations are just really absolutely astounding and use very complex animation techniques, but you can really get quite creative. This logo animation I did for a brand that I've worked with recently for a restaurant, and basically what I did is I just used a sort of 3D zoom within After Effects. So I created a camera on my canvas and I sort of scaled the text portion of the logo and then the sort of ident portion of the logo, and I zoomed them in independently and then just keyframed between those segments. Again, we're not going to sort of go through these in crazy detail. If you want to ask any questions on the animation process, down below in the description, or I can make a sort of more extended video if that's of interest to you. But again, that just with a bit of motion blur and a bit of depth of field on that camera within After Effects, you get something looking really nice, really professional, and that's something you've been able to do as a freelancer, and they didn't need to go to some sort of animation studio to do that separately. Third and finally, we have this sort of motion graphics and in-video animation. Now, you'll basically see every creator under the sun using some element of these types of things in their videos. Videos recently from Daniel Schiffer. I've seen stuff with Peter McKinnon using these sort of animated techniques within video. Jesse Driftwood uses this style on his logo animation, which is really great. Basically, it's the idea of creating animated segments or inserting dynamic animations within your content that sort of interacts with your content. Again, that's sort of the example of Jesse Driftwood really does that well because he sort of tracks his logo. Again, once you've sort of started learning the basics of After Effects and how you can sort of animate things between one keyframe and the next, lots of things are open to you. It's a really fantastic tool and a very powerful tool to basically get as creative as you want with your videos. Again, I wanted to reiterate about the resources that I've linked down below. These are things which you can basically just sort of pick up at any time. Download After Effects if you don't have it, or just sort of open it if you haven't, if you do have it but you're maybe scared of it. It is just an amazing tool. It is a little bit complicated, but once you start picking it up, really that complication goes away and you really start understanding these sort of nuances of the program and how it works. We've pretty much never been in a position like this right now. Lots of us have a lot of time on our hands. Download After Effects, get practicing. I promise you, you will not regret adding this string to your videography bow. There we go, guys, bit of a different one this week. Let me know what you think about this video down below in the comments. If you have any questions about After Effects, animation in general, just drop a comment down below. As always, I'll be down there chatting away to you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.